guys. Have at it.
Just overall, coach thoughts. I know you guys were down 15, and first exhibition game. Is overall thoughts of what you saw tonight?
Well, I don't know how Norm felt, but I didn't think we played great early. I thought we were awful, and I thought they were great early. They made everything they looked at, and any mistake that we made, they made us pay. And then, law of averages kind of prevailed, and we played much better to finish the first half, and I thought we played really good the second half. I thought the ball moved. First half, we were pretty stale offensively, and just let them get into shots, even though they ended up making a ton of threes both halves. We defended them better the second half, and we were much more athletic the second half. So we've had worse exhibition games than that, but that was probably about as bad as we started in a long time. But still, it was probably good for us, good slap in the face, and kind of had to recover from it. So overall, I thought it was. I didn't think it's bad. I thought there were a lot of things we could learn from.
But what did you think of just the penalties yesterday that you guys self-imposed?
Well, I was obviously aware of them.
Yeah.
So I thought from a responsibility standpoint, the institution certainly showed institutional responsibility and what went down. So we can't get into any facts about anything, but KT and I both are aligned with what the school has done, and we support it. So we think it was an appropriate thing to do to show basically the responsibility that we need to. So I don't like it, but I don't know what anybody would like, setting out. But it is the world that or the landscape that we are going to live by over the next 2 weeks period of time, and I know that I'll be excited to watch our guys. I mean, I'm excited for Norm. Norm and I have been together off and on, since '95, and he'll probably be a voice that the players probably enjoy and respect hearing far more than the one they've been hearing. So I think it's something that hopefully we can become more mature through. And if that's the case, it's still not good by any stretch. I have to own it though, but our players need to make the most out of it, and they will.
Is there frustration that this is 5 years later, this is still a thing, this is still going on, there hasn't been a resolution, you guys haven't heard anything?
Well, I'm not going to talk about anything because we've been told not to. But to your point though, it's been going on, quite a while, and it's certainly something that's been weighing on us, daily over that period of time. So we're looking forward to the time that it's over. But I can't speak to it on that.
Obviously, Coach Boshi, KU alum, just kind of talk about what he's meant to the program over the time that he was able to play.
Yeah, I actually coached against Jeff, but I never had the opportunity to coach him, obviously. But he was a great player here, and obviously a terrific shooter. And I don't know why he shaved his head back then. He's got a beautiful head of hair. I mean, he to me is class. I mean, he's class, and I know this place means a lot to him. And I would have loved for Cam to be able to play today, because obviously he was Cam's best player at Missouri Southern there in Joplin. But Cam's separated shoulder. But yeah, I thought I'm sure he felt some love from the crowd during introductions.
Bill, can you coach the guys up till game time?
No. I can coach them except on game day. So the rules state that I can coach them tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, but Monday I can't. Beginning at midnight, I can't coach them or have anything to do with anything, basically. If I'm not mistaken, I need confirmation from our compliance people. But until 11:59 the following day. So it's a 24-hour period.
What do you think of Norm as a head coach? He did it forever at St. John's. And Norm, what do you think of being the Kansas coach for 4 games coming up?
Well, Norm would do a great job. I mean, he'll do a great job. I mean, the guy's been a head coach in the Big East, and we've been together a long time. And there's a correlation in us being successful and who your coaches are. and we've had the best staff. I don't know that anybody can compare with the staff that we've had over time. And of course, Norman's been, you know, a huge part of that. So he'll do well, and our players will respond.
Does your bench change anything, responsibilities for other guys other than Norm while you're out?
You know what, we've talked about it, but we haven't got into it near as much. You know, I'm hopeful that whatever the game plan is, that we can execute the game plan. Okay. But still, there's going to be decisions that are made, and depending on, and I could refer to compliance on this. Jeremy and Norm obviously will be assistant coaches, but Brady and Joe can step into a role in which they presently have, in that the NCAA rules allow 2 coaches on your staff to step in if one of the 4 recruiting coaches are not on campus due to work or whatever. So they'll just step in because we will not be there for work or whatever. So will responsibilities change? I don't know that responsibilities will change a ton. To be quite honest, Matt, and Norm can speak to this, and he should talk, is the responsibilities are from practice a lot more so than they are on game day. I think it'll be pretty consistent, except just on game day. And I'm not sure there'll be a big change in roles, other than the fact that Norm's going to put people in and take people out.
Sure.
Yeah, we have a culture that's been built here. Obviously, I've been with Bill for a long time, and so we kind of end each other's sentences and those things. But you know, I think it'll be a situation where we always talk about faces change, expectations don't. So our players know our expectations are our expectations of KU and what we should do on the court, and our coaching staff knows that too.
From a game plan perspective, you mentioned that you can only be there or not be there on game day. Is it his show during practice? Is it still yours? Have you sorted all that out?
Well, I think it's, to be honest with you, it'll be probably more joint.
Okay.
But Norm's going to go in the game knowing who the first big off the bench is and who the first guard off the bench is, and he's going to know what plays probably that he'll script. We'll do it the same way we always do. We always script plays to start a game. But he will be in charge now. Right. He will be in charge. But I'll be in practice. But everything that happens after 12 a.m. that's going to be Norm's call. And as a coach, you really hope nothing happens after 12 a.m. You really hope that you don't deal with unforeseen things. But if there are unforeseen things to deal with, that's going to be on coach and the staff to make sure they handle it. So
usually game plans are done by that time. We know what we want to do, how we want to play,
or how we want to guard actions and things like that. So, but still, once the game starts, it's by feel, and that's going to all be on Norm and the staff.
Okay, and just to clarify, KT's in the same boat you are, the midnight thing?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
We're both under the exact same guidelines.
Bill, how long have you known this was going to be the case, and were you part of those conversations when trying to decide
I've known for a little while, but it hasn't been that long, CJ, on what we want to do, and I have been a part of the conversations and support the conversations that we've had. So, but it was. I mean, nobody read in anything that this was done without anyone's knowledge or anything. That's not how this was done. But there's some hard conversations that took place that need to happen, and certainly those what's happened behind those conversations is exactly what you guys read yesterday.
Have you do you have any takeaways as it relates to the other cases that have been decided by the panel? And
no, I have no takeaway on that. I don't understand all the nuances that go on. And to be real candid with you, if I don't understand it, then it's hard for anybody else to understand it because I'm in the middle of it. So if that's the case, so there's a lot of people out there speculating things like that, and which is fine. I mean, people have their opinions, but Yeah, I can't take anything from what anything else has happened. I'm just concerned about what's going on with us.
Your release that was sent out kind of framed it as to move this along. Are you confident these steps will move the process along and get you closer to a resolution?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm confident about or
Sure.
not confident about or anything like that. I don't remember the exact wording of the release, and I think that was the chancellor that said that. So, but I don't remember that. That's a question for him.
Okay.
Norm, what do you think about Monday night? What did they do tonight that encourages you about Monday, and what do you want out of a Monday?
Well, obviously not the way we started the game, but the way we finished it and how we fought back and were able to change the tide of the game. I think it was a good lesson for us to get kind of punched in the mouth early and understand what coach has been talking about, what we've all been talking about. We got to run people off the line, we got to guard, we got to rebound, we got to screen, those things. So I think it was a good lesson for our guys to learn, because when we play Omaha, they're a team that shoots a lot of threes and plays very similar to how Pitt State plays.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but when we screened, we actually did some good things, and when we didn't screen, it was very congested. So we got to do a better job of screening people.
Norm, how do you think the bigs did, and both of you, how do you think Grady did?
The bigs didn't do very well early, unless you count KJ as a big. I thought they were better in the second half as far as screening and moving and attacking the rim, but we got to do a much better job of rebounding.
Yeah, obviously, much better job. We'll play bigger teams than Pitt State, so we got to do a better job of rebounding the ball. But the rebounding margin is also skewed because of turnovers. You don't get a chance to rebound if the other team turns it over. So sometimes your best rebounding teams aren't the best rebounding teams. They look better because they don't turn on anybody over, so there's more opportunities to get defensive rebounds. You get 70% of defensive rebounds. All of a sudden, you look like a good rebounding team, but you didn't really do as much to create havoc. So at least tonight we created havoc, which made our rebounding numbers look worse. And Grady was great. Yeah, Grady was great. I thought he was nervous the first bit he got in. He took a long guarded three and made it. And then after that, I thought he was pretty lights out. He can score the ball.
Is MJ injured?
Yeah, MJ hasn't practiced in probably a week. He's got a lower back situation that they think is improving, and hopefully he'll be on the practice floor soon. But this is a bad time not to be playing when you're a freshman, because you need the reps and things like that. So it's kind of put him in a tough situation. But it's a long season, as you guys know, and what happens in November, if you look past 12 months ago, really doesn't have a lot to do with what happens in March. So hopefully he'll get happy. Hopefully he'll get healthy soon.
You knew I wouldn't stay this long without asking a question.
Yeah.
You knew that was happening, right? So I'm here as a fan for the first time. I'm not sitting courtside calling the game. It's been 10 years. Looking forward to coming back though in a couple of years with that new TV deal. So I want to get that out. But also the Load the Wagon video was so powerful. And then these guys are coming out as defending champs. I thought the place was pretty emotional to start this game. And I thought they actually rode the wave of emotion, and maybe your guys were a little, that was pretty heavy. And God bless your father, what he meant and that whole theme, but I thought that was pretty powerful.
We've been in this building a lot where the pressure is actually on us to start a game as opposed to the opponent.
Yeah.
Because of expectation. You go back and you look at TCU and Texas last year.
Yeah.
We're awful because the fans were so amped up and the stakes were so high. And then finally, when the game starts, we play better. But tonight, our administration, did that, and our video guys are off the charts good. Shep's off the charts good in liquor, and that was nice. My wife is in Dallas. Our two of our kids are sick. Two of our grandkids are sick, so she went down to help. So I sent her the video before the game, and she said, "You have to send that to your mother and your sister before the game." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because they won't be able to get through it if you don't. So to kind of prep them." So she sent it to them and everything. But it was we need to all turn the page. But that's something that will mean more to me and to them than people will ever probably know. just the placement of it, looking over your shoulder. I mean, there's so many things about it that is really cool. And even though, I said he's educated, I mean, college, masters, all that stuff, but he had a doctorate in common sense. And that was what made it so cool, is that it's a common sense saying. And he probably learned it from his father and grandfather. And so, and it meant enough to me to put it on the memorial at the Basketball Hall of Fame. It'd be there right next to Theodore Roosevelt and John F. K. And so it's pretty cool, and it's emotional, and I don't know that it's deserving of the attention that it's got, but certainly in this short snippet of time, it's been pretty special for all of us.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you.